Good morning, students. Welcome to our video lecture on manufacturing of metal matrix composites. This is a continuation of our previous lectures, Module 3, Module 6. This is a part of the subject Fabrication and Processing of Advanced Composites, ME 61011. I am Nilanjan Das Chakladar, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, IIT Kharagpur. So in this talk, we will discuss about the remaining fabrication methods of metal matrix composites, the solid state fabrication method and the fabrication by co-deposition. So the MMC is formed as a result of bonding matrix metal and dispersed phase due to mutual diffusion. Recap what is Fick's law? Fick's law of diffusion. Due to mutual diffusion occurring between them at solid states at elevated temperature and under pressure. So here we are talking about temperature and pressure, which allows the solid state fabrication of metal matrix composites. So as a result of bonding matrix metal and dispersed phase due to mutual diffusion occurring between them at solid states in presence of both temperature as well as pressure. So what are the different methods of solid state fabrication? One is diffusion bonding, another is sintering. In case of diffusion bonding, the matrix is in the form of foils, the metal foil, and the dispersed phase is in the form of long fibers which are stacked in a particular order. Okay, so it's like metal foil, fibers, again metal foil, fibers, metal foil, fibers, like that. They are subsequently pressed at elevated temperature. Pressed, so you're applying pressure, and at a temperature. Okay, the finished laminated composite will have a multi-layered structure. For example, this can be used in plates as well as tubes. So two types can be there. One is roll bonding, another is fiber or wire bonding. So what is roll bonding? It is a process of combined rolling, hot rolling or cold rolling, combined rolling strips of two different metals, steel and aluminium alloys, resulted in the formation of a laminated composite material with a metallurgical bond. So the bond is metallurgical bond because of this pressurized phenomenon at a high temperature. What is the other method? The other method is the wire or fiber winding. Wire or fiber winding. It is a process of combined winding of continuous ceramic fibers and metallic wires followed by pressing at elevated temperature. So as if you are winding two wires, not separately but together, but at the same time you are applying temperature and pressure. Next process is the sintering. Whenever the word sintering comes, immediately it should come to your mind about powder sintering. How to sinter a powder, a green compact. So powder particles, they are first compacted at high temperature. That is the consolidation of the powder grains to a high temperature but below melting point. So this one, theta process temperature is high but it is less than theta melting. Sintering is a process in which the powder of a matrix metal is mixed with a powder of dispersed phase. So both are powders. That is why these powder particles, this has matrix plus dispersed phase in the form of particles or short fibers for subsequent compacting and sintering in solid state. So you press once, again you add some, again you press, again you add, again you press, like that. When sintering is combined with a deformation operation, they are called as, there are three types: hot pressing, then HIP heap, hot isostatic pressing, HPE, hot powder extrusion. Hot pressing, hot isostatic pressing, hot powder extrusion. So what happens in hot pressing? Sintering under a unidirectional pressure. So the pressure in hot pressing is in the same direction with the help of a hot press, that is the upper punch. So here you have the powder, this is the lower punch, this is the die fill stage, then you press it and remove the part for ejection. So here it is now compacted, or it's already pressed, hot press. Okay. Hot isostatic pressing, isostatic, uniform, sintering under a pressure applied from multiple directions. So uniform pressure from multiple directions through a liquid or gaseous medium surrounding the compacted part and at an elevated temperature. Okay, so the pressurized gas comes from here. It is pressing the pressed part, this is the part, against the steel container, steel can container or whatever container it is, and the inside is a heated chamber. So you have again pressure, you have the temperature, and it is a type of sintering process. What is the gas? The gas is argon. Why argon? You need an inert gas. Okay. Hot powder extrusion. Sintering under a pressure applied by an extruder at elevated temperature. Extrusion, extruder at elevated temperature. So remember direct extrusion, indirect extrusion, this you have already studied in forming. Use the same method. So this is direct extrusion, this is indirect extrusion. You see the ram here, you see the hollow ram here. Now the next method is in situ fabrication. So in situ fabrication can be of three types: the particulate, short fiber reinforced, and long fiber reinforced. So what happens here? Dispersed reinforcing phase is formed in the matrix as a result of precipitation from the melt during cooling and solidification. Dispersed phase is formed in situ. Dispersed phase is formed in situ. So on the right hand side you see the initial alloying solid state. This is the molten alloy. These are the induction coils. So basically it will be, this is a cross sectional view. So the actual view will be something like this. The coils are moving. Okay. So these coils are like this. And here you have the unidirectionally solidified MMC, because this is the direction of crucible movement. Okay. So this entire thing is as if it is coming down. The initial alloying solid state, it is melting, and at the same time when you are moving it away from the source of this induction coil, it immediately solidifies. So it's unidirectionally solidifying. So in situ fabrication by unidirectional solidification. So again what it means? It means the coil is here and you are moving this particular portion downward. As you are moving downward, as it is coming down, it is melting and it is solidifying. So in case of particulate in situ method, particulate composite reinforced by in situ synthesis of dispersed phase in the form of particles. As for example, aluminium matrix reinforced by titanium borate particles, or magnesium matrix reinforced by magnesium silicate particles. Okay. Number 2, short fiber reinforced method. What is it? Dispersed phase is in the form of short fibers or whiskers. We have already seen what are whiskers. Examples: titanium matrix reinforced by titanium boride whiskers, aluminium matrix reinforced by titanium aluminide whiskers. In case of long fiber reinforced method, dispersed phase is continuous fibers. Example: nickel aluminium matrix reinforced by long fibers of nickel aluminium molybdenum alloy. Okay, see, there are similarities: nickel aluminium, as I have been repeating in most of the lectures. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of in situ fabrication? Size of the synthesized particles are smaller than ex situ fabricated MMC, so more dispersion. That is an advantage. Choice of dispersed phase is limited by the thermodynamics of their precipitation in particular matrix. This is where the answer to the question comes: why similarity in matrix and fibers, matrix and the dispersed phase. Next, provides more homogeneous distribution of dispersed phase. The size of the dispersed phase particle is determined by solidification condition. So it is a limitation. It is limited by the condition of solidification. How are you actually solidifying? Are you cooling it? Is it water cooling? Is it air cooling? Is it due to convection? Is it you are moving it away from the source of heat? Number 3, third advantage, bonding between the dispersed phase and matrix are better than ex situ. Because there you are creating it, you are creating in situ, creating the dispersed phase in situ, and equipments are less expensive. Fabrication by co-deposition. So co-deposition means, as the name says, co, so is depositing two materials at the same time, is a process in which matrix metal is deposited together with the dispersed phase, together with the dispersed phase by one of the deposition techniques. It can be electrolytic, it can be spray, it can be vapor. Okay, so here we'll talk about the these processes of co-deposition. So electrolytic co-deposition. This method involves electroplating technique, in which the electrolyte solution of matrix metal ions contains suspended particles of the dispersed phase. Electrolyte solution of matrix metal ions contains suspended particles of the dispersed phase. So when the matrix metal is deposited on a substrate, the dispersed phase particles are entrapped by the coating, reinforcing the matrix material. So the dispersed phase is entrapped by the coating when the matrix metal is deposited on a substrate. So it is reinforcing at the surface level. Example, nickel matrix composite materials are fabricated by electrolytic co-deposition from nickel sulfamate and Watt's electrolyte. So that's the name of the electrolyte. Nickel alumina oxidation resistant nickel matrix composite. Nickel with silicon carbide wear resistant nickel matrix composite. Nickel PTFE, nickel carbide, nickel carbon, nickel molybdenum disulfide. Molybdenum disulfide is there, that means it's an anti-friction because it's a solid lubricant. This is a solid lubricant. Okay. Now other examples: anti-friction coating of engine bearings consisting of lead tin copper alloy and reinforced by alumina. Aluminium matrix reinforced by silica is prepared from aluminium chloride dimethyl sulfone electrolyte containing fine silica particles. So these are different examples. Spray co-deposition. This method implements thermal spraying technique, another very popular and very interesting method of deposition for atomizing molten matrix metals at fine atomic level, droplets of which are delivered to a substrate in a high velocity gas stream. So as if you are throwing the droplets to a substrate within a high velocity gas stream together with dispersed phase particles. So both the matrix material as well as the dispersed particles are being thrown at the substrate at a very high velocity. Okay, this is supplied to the stream from a separate container. The dispersed particles are supplied to the stream from a separate container. This allows near net shape forming of MMCs. This means it helps to preform as well, helps to make preforms or preforming. Example, aluminium matrix metal reinforced by silicon carbide is produced by spray co-deposition followed by rolling. HVOF or HVOS, high velocity oxy-fuel spray method, is used for fabrication of tungsten carbide cobalt composite materials. This is very important for cutting tools. Okay, tungsten carbide cobalt composite material, which is conventionally manufactured by more expensive technology of sintering fabrication method of MMCs. So this can be used by co-deposition as well. Vapor co-deposition, physical vapor co-deposition, chemical vapor co-deposition, and direct vapor deposition. So here we'll look into the PVD process and the CVD process briefly. In case of physical vapor deposition process, the vaporization of the coating material in vacuum, transportation of the vapor to the substrate, and condensation of the vapor on the substrate surface. So basically, the vapor of the coating material is being coated on the substrate surface by condensation. So it is being carried out and it is condensed. It can be achieved through evaporation, sputtering, or arc vaporization. These are also different techniques of PVD, physical vapor deposition. Why is it physical? Because you are transporting the vapor in its own form, in its nascent form, and then condensing it on the substrate surface. Next is the chemical vapor deposition, where coating is formed due to a chemical reaction. Coating is formed on the hot substrate surface as a result of chemical reaction or decomposition of gases on the substrate surface. Okay. So what do we see here? This is PVD, CVD. So here you see there is a target. So the argon gas, this inert gas, is fed, which is ionized. These argon atoms, they bombard on the surface of the electrode. Then target atoms are sputtered. These target atoms, why they are called target atoms? Because these target atoms will now settle over the substrate and it will do the coating. So it is very basically carried over here due to a potential difference, due to a potential gradient, and obviously this happens inside a vacuum. Okay, in case of CVD, you have a solution of a precursor, you need an atomizer, then there is a carrier gas. This carrier gas will help to bring the precursor here, then there is substrate, there will be chemical reaction, and the precursor atoms that will settle on the substrate, that will react and settle on the substrate to form the coating. Okay, using this particular chemical vapor deposition method. So the summary of fabrication of metal matrix composites, which we have come to module 3 and module 3 lectures, lecture 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so liquid state fabrication, solid state fabrication, in situ co-deposition, either solid coalescence due to application of heat and pressure or chemical reaction. Typically ceramic fibers and metal matrix provides good bonding. Okay, this is equally important. Thank you.